So last year the discussion was soft landing, hard landing, and you actually threw out, you said, you don't really follow those terms. You said no landing, which was the right call for last year. Where would you put the 2024 economy?
It's been amazing how resilient we have been to these higher rates. You really haven't seen big pressure. And I can say in the most interest rate sensitive sectors, housing number one, you haven't seen as much of softness in that market as you might expect by mortgage rates that are sort of double where they were prior to the hiking cycle. Um, and I can say now the home prices, like the Case-Shiller home indexes, have been very strong and resilient to these higher rates. Will you start seeing the pain of higher rates come in? It's possible you start to see a little bit more of that. Um, but I think we've just been resilient. So I'm going to stick with the no landing. I mean, we think we've been able to withstand it. Now, the key, what's really important is if we came into the year, we thought one of the key risks was you could have softness in the economy. We'd start losing jobs, but the Fed would be inflexible and say inflation is still a top concern. They say, oh, we got this risk of the 1970s, 1980s. We can't lower rates. And what happened at the December meeting when they put three dots to cut for this year, it changed the tone. And it was like, we can be flexible. If the economy weakens, we will adjust. Now, we're broadcasting on a day where you've got statements on the tape. It's a Goldilocks economy. We've been using the word Goldilocks, not too hot, not too soft, right, just right for the Fed. And I think you're hearing that from the Fed, but they're not going to be in such a hurry to cut rates unless it weakens. If it weakens, they'll adjust. But they took off the table that they would be so inflexible. And so I think that was to us one of the big positives for the market is that you don't have to worry about them overly keeping too restrictive on this, what we call false narrative of the 1970s, is that they're going to be flexible if things get worse. And so that lowers the probability of recession. It doesn't mean we're completely avoiding recession, but it lowers the probability. And so that was a key thing that got us to upgrade some of the more risk sensitive parts of the market that were priced for recessions, things like that.